Artists, your channel for viewing cosplay. If you're a cosplayer, contact us now.
Hey y'all, I'm Melanie and I'm a cosplayer from the United States, Texas to be precise. As far as how many years I've been cosplaying, that's kind of a complicated question. My first actual cosplay was actually way back in 2014. And it wasn't something I was prepared to do. It wasn't even something I thought about doing, to be honest. I had pushed for a comic themed event at where I work because every year we hosted a party around the same time that Fan Expo used to be. So I pushed and pushed and pushed and said, why don't we just do a comic book theme? It'd be really fun. And then my boss finally said yes. And I didn't know what to do. So here I am, and I got this theme pushed through, and I'm super excited. And I don't have a character, and I don't know what to do. So my friend suggested to me that I do Dawn. And if you don't know who Dawn is, she is this sexy beast right here. And she's actually a kind of unpopular, independent, obscure character. But I was like, okay, this is simple. I can do this. So next thing I know, I am buying up every comic book Dawn's ever appeared in. And I'm researching the character, and I'm looking at her outfits, and I'm trying to figure out what I can put together, what I can wear in public, what would be good for this performance that I gotta do now. And honestly, I fell in love with the character straight up. Her story was interesting, and it wasn't like any comic book I'd ever read before. So then about, I don't know, a month later, here I am dressing up as this character, going out into public to this Fan Expo event to hand out flyers and promote this because this is something I pushed for, so I need it to be a success. And people are recognizing me, and people are asking me, hey, are you Dawn? Oh my god, that's such a great Dawn. And it was an amazing feeling. And because she is such an obscure character, and she's not like Harley Quinn or Batman or, I don't know, the characters that you just see a lot of. And you know, this is 2014, so all the comic book movies weren't really out yet. And I felt really proud of myself, and it was a great feeling. And later on, I actually, had another outfit for performance, and there was music and choreography, and I did my best to capture the essence of the character. And I think I did a good job, and people at the club recognized me where we threw the event, and the customer was like, hey, are you Dawn? And that just felt great. Even though it was a simple cosplay, I felt like I had nailed it. And that started the tradition of me dressing up in actual public and going to these Comic-Cons or Fan Expos in my area. But I didn't actually start doing cosplay outside of those things until late in 2018. That's when I decided to really give cosplay a go. Because it's something I enjoyed, I got to be creative, so I was like, okay. So that's when I did my first shoot as with cosplay characters for like no reason. Let's do a cosplay shoot, because that's like what people did. And that's kind of what people do. So I did two versions of Poison Ivy and Marigold from Witcher. And the Poison Ivy corset I actually fully handmade myself, as in I sewed a corset, and I will never sew one ever again in my entire life. It was a pain in the ass. And you didn't even see all my beautiful stitch work because I covered it in leaves, and I also painted some of the leaves for detailing, but that's neither here nor there. And it was a very simple shoot, and I had fun doing it, and the photos turned out really, really pretty. And I thought maybe this is something I could do. And that is also where I discovered my love of props. I tried to put in all the details I could for Marigold, and I did the lingerie version. So I got hair ties that matched. I did my hair just right. I got her necklace. I took so many screenshots of the video game, it wasn't even funny. And I got the lingerie, I want to say, pretty darn accurate. And lingerie, also something I don't think I'll ever make again. I will loan it to someone, but the bra wasn't hard. That was just covering fabric on top of something that was ever made. But sewing underwear is not fun, and I would not suggest it. And then, but for my Poison Ivy, since I knew it was going to be an indoor shoot, and I knew it was going to be like a simple white kind of setting, I wanted her to have plants with her. So I want to say to Michael's, and I got these giant Venus flytraps on sale, and I want to say, I probably shot this around October, maybe after October, because these giant plants got on sale, so I cleaned them out. And we had them to set, and then I decided to start interacting with them. And that's when I was like, oh my god, I love props. So from that point forward, if you look at my work, my sets started getting a little more complicated. I started evolving. I started to find, you know, what I like to do and what my style was. And I discovered I like to play with props. And so what happened with that is now all my shoots, I have what I call Easter eggs, or all my shoots that I can't have an Easter egg, I will. Like if you go back and you look at my Daphne shoot, I actually have, you know, Fred and Shaggy and Scooby, and I moved them around the den, and I had my photographer build me a scary attic that I could be in for that shoot. And let's see. If you look at my Cinderella shoot, I don't have any Easter eggs for those. But, you know, once again, I'm on this really pretty set because what I noticed a lot of cosplayers do, and these are cosplayers that are far more successful than I am or will ever be, but all their content to me was boring or it looked the same because they just shoot on paper. And I understand the appeal of shooting on paper. It lets the costume shine. And I just don't think it's interesting. And I didn't want to do what everyone else was doing. I was like, if I'm going to be this character, if I'm going to create this character, let's put her in a set. Let's put her in a setting, or let's put him in a setting. So I have a few that I shot on paper, like my Joker Quinn character. And that's because the costume was so intense and loud and the makeup was so crazy that I didn't want that to be in a set because I feel like it would have been lost. But everything else has been a set. And I discovered, you know, my first character, I super researched and I did everything I could to be just like her. And through, not all my characters like that. Most of my characters, actually, I go like a little more pin-up-y with their style, and I do my best to make my own. But considering my first character was Dawn, that's not all surprising that I like all my characters to be kind of sexy and in lingerie. So that's that. So like if you look at my Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, she's not traditionally like a sexy character, but I am in a garter belt, I'm in an underbust, I have the victory roll hair, I made her a pinup Sally. I did the same thing for my Cinderella. She's in her garter belt, she's in an underbust, the skirt's open. You're still a princess, but you're more like a burlesque saloon girl princess. And that's my voice that I discovered through cosplaying. And that's what I like about cosplaying. The most important part is to have fun. So as far as like advice to give other cosplayers, I would say have fun with it, and you don't have to do that character exact. I know a lot of cosplayers out there, you know, they screenshot and they research and they want the costume to be just so, and the makeup to be just right, and the wig to be just perfect. And I personally don't use a lot of wigs because I don't like wigs. I'm bad at styling wigs, so when possible, I use my own hair. But you don't have to, the character doesn't have to be the character you saw in a movie. She doesn't, you know, you don't have to do Suicide Squad Harley Quinn just like she is in the movie, or Birds of Prey Harley Quinn just like she is in the movie. You can take that character or that essence of the character and make her into something that you're proud of and make her something your own. And I know that's not something everyone agrees with, but that's what I have fun doing. I like making my characters pin-up-y. I think it's beautiful and it's fun, and that's what I enjoy. And don't be intimidated. That's another good piece of advice. When I first started doing cosplay or first started trying to do cosplay, you know, you're looking on the social media and you're looking at these people and it's intimidating. Like, oh my God, like just because like their sheer success. And, you know, some cosplays are better than others, yet some people are like way more successful than others. And it's a little confusing. But don't pay attention to that. If you're trying to be successful, like go for it, do it, like each your own. But I love it. I discovered I loved it, honestly, probably back in 2014, walking that floor, but I didn't know I could love it outside of like social norms. And back then social norms was, you know, just the conventions, but now you can do it anywhere for any time and any purpose. And it's fun, so just have fun with it. You know, if you want to do a freaking day at the beach as a Disney princess, do it. If you want to be like a super slutty Daphne, do it. If you want, I don't know, what else can you do? Just make your own version. Yes, these are great characters, but keep their essence, but make them your own. And have fun, and don't worry about what anyone says. There will always be someone out there to support you, and there will always be people that don't. And I think I rambled on enough for that. Um, so that is that, and thank you for watching, and I hope this works for you. Bye.